Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you an update on my reading journal. I'm going to go through my beginning spreads just to show you what they're looking like currently, and I will show you my April theme for this month. I've changed the way that I'm setting up my reviews this month because I was getting really bored of the way I had been doing them from January to March. So I'll show you what I kind of did differently as well. This month I went with a bee theme, so let's just get into it and I'll show you kind of an update. We'll start with the beginning spreads, how they're currently looking. Okay, so this is the same obviously as before. I have filled out a good number of books here, and I used my highlighters to determine what colors stood for what star ratings, and so this has gotten filled out. I think I'm like 30 something books in, and my goal is 100 books. Then I highlighted the anticipated releases that I've already read, so I got an arc of In the Lives of Puppets, so I did already read that. So I highlighted that as well. I haven't really added any new anticipated releases. I need to go through and look and see what I am wanting to read that I haven't written down yet. Then I've read a couple of my 23 books to read in 2023. So I'm just putting the star rating up underneath the book as I read them. But I still have a lot of these that I need to get to. Some of them are not out yet, like Warrior Girl on Earth and Happy Place, Love Theoretically. Tried to get arcs, but I couldn't. So some of these books aren't out yet. Some of them I already own. I just haven't gotten to them yet. So I need to prioritize this quarter. As you can tell, I'm failing miserably on my classics. I haven't even actually filled out these ones because I'm going to change them. I think that I'm going to do a video catching up on my classics because I started Pride and Prejudice, didn't finish it, and I never read Little Women. I did read Things Fall Apart, which is why it's colored in, but the rest of these I haven't gotten to yet, so I need to get back to it. And then I've put January, February, and March for our book club reads, and I put the stars under them. This one I put that it was a reread next to it, and then I haven't printed out pictures yet for both March and April, and so when I print pictures out, I will add the fine print here because that's what we're reading this month. My alphabet challenge is actually getting pretty full. I have A through E, F, I through M, O, and then R through T. Someone dropped below some like X and Z recommendations. I guess Z, when I read the next Zodiac Academy book, I could technically put that, but I kind of feel like that's cheating because it's a series name, not the book name. So if you have any ideas on what I can do to fill this out, drop them in the comments. And then I've gotten a couple of my bingo ones. Again, this bingo is off, but I've gotten a couple of these. I do know that there will, some of these I have plans on how I'm going to fill them out. So I'm not too worried about that. And then I added an ARC section down here. These are both of the ARCs that I've already received and read. And I've only filled out one dot, and it was for the second Ruthless Boys book, which I just read. I'm getting close for Cassandra Clare. When I transferred it over, I only transferred the ones I've never read before. So I just reread all the ones I've already read, and we're about to get into the books I haven't read yet. So this will get filled out very soon. So I'm very excited to finally be filling out some of my backlists. And then from the very first bullet journal video I did, I added this later, and it's the 2023 book bracket. So I've already filled out my January, February, and March favorites and my pick between the January and February books and filled that in. So this will take the whole year to get through. So now I'm going to go straight to April. Here is my April spreads. So I have been getting all of my stickers off of Jolico on Etsy. And this was her like honey set. It had some like picnic looking items and some honey. So I used all of her stickers from there. And I used one of my mild liners to color it in yellow, which took so long to do. And then I drew this bee and put Oh Honey because I thought it kind of matched the theme. And then I put my monthly hopefuls. I didn't write TBR. I've been writing like April TBR or March TBR on this section, but I have not been sticking to TBRs, so I did hopefuls instead in attempts to give myself more flexibility. So my hopefuls for this month were Clockwork Princess, City of Heavenly Fire, Icebreaker, One True Loves, my reread of Court of Mist and Fury that I keep saying every month I'm going to get to and I haven't, My Sister the Serial Killer, Savage Fae, Our Missing Hearts, God Killer, which I got in a Lumicrate box, and then the fine print, which is our book club book. So I've already read Clockwork Princess, City of Heavenly Fire, One True Loves, My Sister the Serial Killer. I just finished Savage Fae, and I'm currently reading the fine print. So there are some checks already, which makes me feel really good about the month, because we are like halfway into it, over halfway into it. But this is just kind of what it's looking like. I stuck with the theme, and most of this I have some brush pens, and then for this I have one of those letter stamp sets, and then just like mild liners and Micron pens to write in some of these things. Okay, so then we have my stats page, and I changed some things here too. So again, I used the mild liner to color it in yellow, and I did stats really big. I used the same sticker set, just kind of haphazardly. It's not the cutest. I stuck with the days read, so I still have my days read. It is currently the 18th when I'm filming this. I did read yesterday, so I need to fill that in. I have read a little bit today, so I need to fill that one in too. But other than that, I've read most of this month already so far. I don't know what it is. I was in a really big slump in February, but then March I read a ton, and I'm already reading a ton this month as well, so I'm feeling really good about it. Then I have the number, I will put the number of books I read this month, number of pages I read this month, and this is room for my favorite of the month, which I will then fill into my book bracket. And then I'm going to save this for last, but I also filled in my social, so I just put one number here, and I'll put the second number at the end of the month for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, just to kind of like see where we're at. I had been doing pie charts for my genre tracker, if you've been watching. I changed it up this month, and I just have in pencil some of the genres I already know I've read, and I have room to spread this down farther if I need to, and so I'm just going to do a box for every book in that genre that I've read. And if it's like fantasy and romance, then I'll put a box in romance and fantasy. I've been doing that, like if it's YA but it's fantasy, I'll do a YA box and a fantasy box. So I'll do like a line graph this time and see if I like the look of it better. My pie charts, and I'll show you like an example of last month's, because this was March, they're just, I'm not good at drawing circles, so they keep turning out really wobbly, and I do not like it. So I'm changing it this month just to see if it looks a little bit like cleaner, and I don't know, maybe we'll change it up next month again. I haven't thought that far yet. Okay, so I have changed up my spreads. Well, let me show you first what my spreads were looking like. So for the most part, I was doing the picture, dates, genre, pages, rating, a quote, and then my thoughts. I did this in February as well, but with colors. And the same thing kind of in my January spread. So as you can tell, like, they all look different, but it's the exact same thing. I had dates, quote, my thoughts, rating, genre, and pages. I switched that up this month. So I'm not an artist. I'm not good at drawing, but I have been doing more drawing things. So I'll show you kind of the spreads I already have. So for the first one, and these squares are to mark where I'll paste in the pictures because I have not printed them yet. I have City of Lost Souls. I still put the genre and the pages, but I did not do dates. I also wrote out that it was a reread, and I put the star rating. So those are the same, but instead of writing how I feel about it, I just put all of the quotes I like. So these are two different quotes, and then I drew some runes from City of Lost Souls. Then we did Clockwork Princess, same setup as City of Lost Souls. I have 5 quotes for this one because this is one of my favorite Cassandra Clare books. And for the drawings for this one, I tried to draw the Herondale and Carstairs rings, so I put birds on this one and like a castle on this one with a C and an H. Because if you understand how that's kind of significant to this book. So that's what I did for that. And then for My Sister the Serial Killer, again, I'm including the pages, the star rating, and the genre. For this one, I drew a little knife, and eventually I'm going to get it like a red to color in the blood, and then a poison, and then I put 3 quotes from this book. And then City of Heavenly Fire, I moved the text because I don't want them to all look the exact same. And so again, pages, genre, I have 5 quotes. And on this one, I tried to draw the Praetor Lupus necklace that belongs to Jordan. So it's really not a great drawing, but I tried. And then I have two more. These are not complete yet because I still need to color in the star ratings. They're in pencil. But One True Loves, I wrote the writing at the bottom, and I drew like a piano and a suitcase because it's about travel and music, and I put two larger quotes here. Stuck with I tried to make sure I had the genre pages and rating. I just took out the dates because I wasn't keeping up with the actual dates I read, because sometimes I won't put it as that I'm currently reading it on Goodreads until days later, and so those days sometimes are incorrect. So I just stopped tracking that because I don't actually really care how long it took me to read the book. So I switched it up with these spreads. And then I did Savage Fae. I didn't do cursive this time, and these are really bad, but I did the Zodiac Academy. I did the Zodiac signs for each of the characters. So for Leon, Ryder, Dante, Gabriel, and Elise, I put all of their star signs. Down here will be the rating, and then I put 3 quotes as well. So I think that this looks a lot better, like compared to these. I do like the craft paper, but I just feel like these are prettier than just like the plain information. So I've kind of switched up to trying to doodle. It is going to get hard because I'm going to run out of things to doodle, especially like with these series. You can't do runes on every single one of them. And so this was my solution for Savage Fae, but I know when I read the next one, like I'm not going to know what to draw for it. So if you have any recommendations of like things that I should draw for these books, let me know. Because I just went for the Zodiac signs right now. I'm currently reading the fine print, so that will go up here. I'm sure I'll attempt to draw like a castle or something for Dreamland, but that seems like a big task to undertake. So I got a lot more creative this month with my actual reviews. So that is all for my reading journal update for April. I'm really liking how this one turns out. And next month, so I keep all my stickers back here, I'll let y'all vote on what I should do for May. So it's between using this stationery set that has sort of like highlighters and paintbrushes. This is option number 1, so like the paintbrush artist stationery set. Or my other option is to do this. It's got like a tiara and it's like blue and it's giving me fantasy vibes. Okay, there's a book with stuff coming out of it. So comment down below which one I should do for May. Should I do the stationery vibes or should I do the fantasy vibes? Let me know and I will go with whatever y'all choose. So that is all for my reading journal update. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one. Bye.